Okay, everybody. In this video, we're going to be creating a Microsoft server as a virtual machine using the Oracle VirtualBox environment. And we'll start off, as you can see, I've got VirtualBox up and running here. We'll start off by selecting New, select a server name, and we'll do Server 01. Then we will, our type is Microsoft Windows. We'll scroll down here on the version and look for Windows 2019 64-bit. So this is Server 2019. We'll say Next. We'll allocate this virtual machine with some memory. And this is going to depend upon how much memory do you have in your physical machine. Now, some of you are kind of tight for space. You might have maybe 8 gigs worth of memory, and I would generally not specify more than half of the memory that you have in your actual machine, your workstation at home. So let's say you've got a workstation with 8 gigs of memory. Do not specify more than 4 gigs for your virtual machine. In my case, I've got a 32 gig machine here, and I'm going to specify 8 gigs, or approximately 8 gigs. And we'll slide this up here and put it right there. So as you can see, I'm only allocating about a quarter of my physical machine's memory. All right. So I'll say Next, and we'll create a virtual hard disk now. Say Create. And I'm going to specify the VDI or VirtualBox disk image. We'll say Next. And we're going to do dynamically allocated. And what this is going to do is it's going to conserve on the disk space of our physical machine that we're building this on. It tends to slow performance down a little bit, but honestly, we're not using this for production. We're using this as an educational environment, and therefore we really don't need the performance. So dynamically allocated is perfectly fine. And this is the location of where that virtual hard drive is going to be. It's going to be under this folder, Server 01. I'm going to specify it as initially as 50 gigs, and we'll just leave it at that, and we'll say Create. So here's our machine. We still have a couple of other things to add, but as you can see, we've got Server 01, Windows 2019 64-bit. The memory for our machine is 8 gigs. We've got a floppy, optical, and a hard drive attached, and that's the boot order. Some of the things about the simulated or virtualized motherboard. Also, you can see that we've got a SATA controller and our hard drive of 50 gigs. And our adapter is an Intel Pro 1000. And that will work just fine. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to configure a couple of these components, and we'll point to our Server 01. We'll give it a right click on the mouse. We'll go to Settings, and now we have that. So from here, what we want to do is make a couple of modifications. The first, we're going to go to Network, and we're going to change this from NAT to a bridged adapter, and you can see it's going to select this gigabit Ethernet adapter, which is the adapter on my Dell laptop. That's what I'm using as my physical machine. It's a Dell with an i9 processor and 32 gigs worth of memory. So we'll select that. Now we're going to go back to storage. And you'll notice that there is our virtual hard drive, that's Server 01 VDI. And I've got a DVD drive, but it's empty. Now what I need to do is I need to get rid of this, and I need to attach. First we'll remove this. Now we're going to attach another DVD, and we'll say that. And then we're going to say add. And what we're going to do is we're going to locate my Windows Server 2019 file. And here it is right here. It's an ISO. You can see I have all of my stuff stored in here. One of the things that you don't see is I've got another file. It's called product key. And it actually has the product key for this file here. I'm not going to use my product key in creating this server. However, I keep that file located with the ISO file so that it's easily found when I do need it. Okay? So we'll select that file, and there it is right there. Okay? And then we'll come down here. You see that it's highlighted, and then we'll say choose. Okay, and now you can see that that ISO file is loaded into the DVD drive such that when we go to start this server, it will then read this DVD and begin the installation process. Okay, so we're going to say OK, and at this point our server is now configured. However, we need to load the operating system, and that will be our next video that will review installing Microsoft Server 2019 onto this system here. Okay? All right. Thank you.